Because of the scope of the Disney empire, no other business has the synergy that Disney is able to pull off across its multiple divisions. They can take one brand and put it everywhere. It's really wonderful, particularly if you like that brand. And I believe that's just what Disney is continuing to do with this announcement yesterday. So that's where you're going to be. You're going to understand that by the end of this video. So let us start our journey. So what the heck is going on at the Mouse House? Nobody seems to know for sure because there was a heck of a lot of corporate jargon yesterday. Don't worry, I've deciphered it for you, which was daunting, but I trudged through it. But many, in reaction to this announcement yesterday, said they did know that this meant the end of movie theaters. It does not. I'm going to make a separate video coming up, maybe on Sunday with Movie Math, about what's going to happen to movie theaters. But Disney's not killing them. Disney's not giving up on movie theaters. But you know what this is? It's the future of Hollywood. So let's discuss, with a shout out to Carlos, whose polite insistence over DMing, polite, I'd like to stress polite, got me to make this video. And he said, can I get a shout out? And I was like, sure, Carlos. So here it is. Thank you, Carlos. All right, your enthusiasm was infectious. All right, so yesterday, Bob Chapek flexed some muscle as co-CEO, preparing for a day when he has the job outright. Let's hope this flex goes a little bit better than his Premier Access flex, which, by the way, to be fair, I was also in favor of. But unfortunately, I think Bob Chapek wasn't counting on how bad the economy is right now. So what did new Bob do? Well, he streamlined Disney's entertainment leadership, creating 3 distinct groups and a new one. But first, let's go over the 3 that he kind of consolidated. So there's the studios, run by Alan Horn and Alan Bergman, the 2 Allens. They're going to continue to oversee all of Disney's film divisions, as well as extensions of its franchises elsewhere in the company, in the Disney empire, in places like Disney+. Then there's General Entertainment, where Peter Rice continues to oversee Disney Television across all of the Mouse's networks, plus TV that they produce, but that airs on other networks. As you know, they still haven't drawn the lines in the sand that deeply just yet. And, just like The Right Stuff that just started on Disney Plus is made by Warner Brothers Television. Then there's sports, where Jimmy Pitaro will continue to run ESPN, and he just pulled off a masterpiece of company synergy with the NBA bubble at Walt Disney World. Did you see Mickey attending one of the final games? Hilarious. All right, so anyway, then there's this new 4th division, it's not as exciting as the other divisions, which I think is what partially made this announcement so confusing. You're like, what? So anyway, this new division will be called Media and Entertainment Distribution, and it will be run by Disney veteran Kareem Daniel, who comes from running consumer products, games, and publishing, giving some diversity to Disney leadership. Although I still don't see any women up here. Maybe next time. There is a woman, to be fair, in a semi-secondary position, Rebecca Campbell, who runs Disney International Operations and direct-to-consumer. She used to report directly to the boss, old Bob, but now new Bob wants her to report to him and Daniel. So it's a bit of a demotion for her. Anyway, Daniel's new division will run Disney streaming services, including Disney Plus, and handle ad sales across all those platforms. So you can buy, if you're an advertiser, you could buy a package deal that maybe gives you, although Disney Plus doesn't have any ads. So we'll see how this is going to work out. They better not add ads. I think that would be a disaster. But anyway, just to complete the set, so everybody who's reporting to new Bob at the company, Josh D'Amaro will continue to run Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, which was Bob Chapek's old job, actually. Now, all of these individuals, again, will report directly to new Bob. And so I think the idea here with this restructuring and streamlining is to get everyone to make Disney Plus a company-wide priority, to always be thinking about how they can add to the service to help it and to help their own divisions. They just want to keep it at the forefront of people's strategizing. The success of WandaVision's trailer is a decisive victory for the studios and Kevin Feige, the studio division, and it hasn't even aired a single episode yet. Also, I would like to point out the importance of a business degree, as you have people here moving from one division to another that seemingly is totally unrelated to the division that they came from. But as Stan Edgar recently said, it is all just business. Hilarious. So now that I've explained Disney's new entertainment corporate structure, I'm going to discuss how it will affect you, and then if Disney is indeed giving up on movie theaters. They're not, but I'm going to explain it to you why. So on December 10th, Disney will be having another presentation for investors, separate from their upcoming overall presentation on November 12th. So remember those 2 days. They're going to be big days, November 12th and December 10th for Disney. That's weird. They're almost like the exact inverse of each other. But anyway, that will give the second date, December 10th, will give more details on the streaming changes coming, especially to Disney Plus. Now, this is going to be what I reported to you before, and that's that Disney Plus is adding an adult section. This is so exciting. It will have the Fox and Touchstone content. We'll see what the branding is because, of course, now it's 20th Century. I don't know if that will be the branding, 20th Century, on the lineup there. So we'll see what they decide on, but it will be another category on the streaming service, and you will unlock it with a PIN code or some type of parental verification because, Disney is a family company, and part of the selling of the service is that you can just let children use it unsupervised, but you couldn't in this case. So you'd have to be some way to protect them from going into the 20th century vertical. It's going to suck if you have to enter a PIN every time. But oh well, do you want this stuff or not? And it's going to be amazing. We're talking Deadpool, Moulin Rouge, the entire Fox back catalog that Disney has suspiciously been sitting on, not releasing any new DVDs or any other kind of physical copies of the movies because they wanted to be ready for something like this. All that stuff will be available here. Not to mention the new potential for original series based on these adult franchises, like an Alien show or a Predator show. It's very, very exciting. Deadpool, if Disney is smart, could even be the spokesperson for the ad campaign. Ryan Reynolds, after all, does have a second career in advertising. That would just be brilliant. And there's been rumors, I haven't heard anything, but you've seen percolating rumors about some big Ryan Reynolds deal coming down the pipeline. And don't be surprised if maybe it includes some Disney Plus advertising. He'd be perfect for that, to walk around and talk about it and make fun of the parental, after having to enter the PIN code. I mean, it would just be a brilliant campaign. Now, so that's going to be great. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. As for movie theaters, clearly, as you can see, with their own division that still reports directly to New Bob, movies are still very much a driving part of Disney's business strategy. What this restructuring says to me is not that Disney is giving up on movie theaters, but once again, they want to expand their empire. Disney wants to keep being Disney at the box office, where they have been dominating to the point where they can bully movie theaters, etc., but they want to do the same on streaming. And that does not cannibalize movies, by the way, because Netflix was making a ton of money while Disney was making a ton of money at the box office. So Disney, in typical fashion, says, why can't we have all that money? Why are we giving up a large chunk of money to Netflix when people could be spending their streaming money on us as well as their box office dollars? Remember, many people go to the movies just once a month, and Disney has gotten it to the point where people go once a month to see a Disney movie. Disney basically releases one movie a month for that reason. Fox has messed them up a little bit in that regard, but Disney proper films, it's about once a month because of this, which is fascinating. So they just said, Disney envisions a world, which I think is reasonable, where you go once a month to the movies to see a Disney film, and then when you're home the rest of the month, you stream Disney content. Disney very much is a way of life, thanks to the image that Walt created, and that you can actually go to a Disney World, which I have to say is a pretty fantastic experience, even though Bob Chapek tried to undermine it a little bit by cutting a lot of corners budget-wise. But he didn't do it. He couldn't kill it, although he has come a little bit close at points. But anyway, you're just seeing corporate synergy. Leveling up Disney Plus this way is the same as building an Avengers campus in the theme parks. It doesn't hurt the Avengers and the Marvel movies at all. It just creates another way to experience that brand. So you can now experience because Disney's very much in the brand business. We'll see what happens to 20th Century Studios going forward in the movies that they produce on a much reduced slate. But Disney wants to make something where they have a brand and they have movies and they have now streaming shows for that. And they have merchandise at the Disney store. And you can go and meet those characters at the theme parks and go on an adventure with them on a ride. That's the Disney business model. And so they're just adding streaming service to what they can offer a franchise. It's incredible. It's really, really impressive. It's incredibly impressive. They could do an Avatar TV series maybe, because Avatar, I don't know. People, we keep saying, is anyone have an interest in Avatar? But people go to the theme park, land, and that ride's incredibly popular because it's a darn good ride. So, I think this is something that's going to be very beneficial to a number of franchises. And in some outside the box, as Disney adds this adult section to the Disney Plus streaming service, they could do this maybe for Alien, which would be incredible. I just watched Alien again last night, and it reminded me of the Great Movie Ride, which of course was a Disney attraction. They could do a lot with Alien. Just look what Raised by Wolves is doing on HBO Max. But anyway, the balance might seem a little lopsided right now. It might seem like Disney is favoring streaming over movie theaters, but that's just because movie theaters aren't currently viable due to the pandemic. Disney Plus, again, as I'm saying, is just an extension of movies. It's just another way for Disney to implement its brands. I think it's very exciting. This sounds excellent to me. How does it sound to you? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.